Hey guys, it's your boy, Ballface8020, back again with another great commentary. I'm going to try to be brief, famous last words, but I'm going to try to be brief. I'm sure you guys, who are in this space are familiar with the whole, chivalry is dead and women killed it. There's whole videos based on this topic that are very popular in the manosphere. And I don't think that women killed chivalry. I don't think that chivalry being gone is a bad thing. I think chivalry died of natural causes. Chivalry grew out of a culture that just no longer exists. So there's no need to be chivalrous. Second of all, I'm not sure I said firstly, but secondly, there really are, chivalry grew at a time where women didn't have the same legal rights. They didn't have the same protections under the law that they do now. And they didn't have as much status in society as they didn't do now. So chivalry was more about protecting women because they're weaker, they're lower status in society. Now, even today, women as a class don't have as much status as men, but there are a lot more strong and independent women in terms of resources and abilities than there were back in the day. And women just really do have a lot more power and a lot more autonomy. So it just wouldn't make sense to treat them the same way they were treated back in the day. And that's just life. It has nothing to do with being against women or being against patriarchy. It has to do with chivalry, the culture that chivalry evolved out of changed. So chivalry, insofar as it exists, needs to change too. And that which when it comes so chivalry, back in the day when chivalry was more of a thing, was just considered part of manners. And that's, what it is now. So it's just manners. In the past, if you gave up a seat, if you were on a bus and you gave up your seat, or not a bus probably, but on a subway and you gave up your seat for a woman, but part of that was because it's good manners, you're showing respect for her as a woman. Okay, so that's it's not because she couldn't physically stand up or anything, maybe if she was pregnant or something, then that's a different story. But a non-pregnant woman, you stand up, it's just your respect, because that's just something or going out of your way to hold the door open for a woman, is just seem extra respect for them as a woman. I don't just respect you as a person, but I respect you as a woman too. There's not really a need to do that anymore. There was nothing wrong with it at the time, and there's nothing wrong with not doing it now. It just is no longer culturally relevant. Now, good manners are still culturally relevant, but that's where it would, if you see somebody who needs help, gender shouldn't be a factor. So if a man sees a woman who needs help and that man can help her and he does nothing, that has nothing to do with chivalry being dead. I agree chivalry is dead, but he's not helping her because chivalry is dead. He's not helping her because he has bad manners, or he's just an inconsiderate asshole. I'm going to say, assuming the guy even noticed, because he probably didn't, because most people don't. And, a lot of things in our culture now, which seem people don't have manners anymore. I think manners are just as good as they've ever been. They just that people don't really pay attention as much, Because I'm sure you guys have seen the video that a lot of manospherians have responded to. This young lady is saying, I needed to pick up this heavy thing from baggage claim. She said, I was really worried about it because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get it. And I struggled with this for a long time and made a fool out of myself, and not a single man offered to help me. And she said, and you know what? I don't blame them because chivalry is dead and women killed it. It's okay, again, yes, chivalry is dead. No, women did not kill it. But there's so many problems with what she said there, because she said I'm glad that she said she didn't blame men for not helping her. But what I do have a problem with is when she said no man offered to help me. It's okay, well, there's a very good chance no man offered to help you because he didn't fucking notice. In which case, why did you not just ask for help instead of struggling with it for minutes and maybe getting yourself hurt? That's just stupid. So no, the problem isn't chivalry or women killing chivalry for you. The problem is that you're a fucking moron who can't just ask for help when you need it. Another problem that I have with this story is, wait a minute, how did you get how did you get the bag to the airport in the first place? If this bag was so heavy that you couldn't lift it. Then another thing is, what in the name of fuck were you transporting in this suitcase? Were you transporting like safes worth of barbell plates? Like, what was it like? What, I mean, it's not like we're asking you to like overhead press this shit. You know, all you have to do is put it on and take it off the tray, put it on its wheels and roll it. Like, seriously, how fucking heavy was this thing? Because at some point, the airports are going to like get on you about it, right? I mean, I don't think they let you go over 40 pounds. And I don't care, unless you have like some kind of disease or something, I'm positive you can roll 40 pounds behind you. I'm positive you can get 40 pounds off of one of those airport conveyor belts. So this story doesn't work for me. I mean, I'm not going to accuse her of lying because I don't think she's lying, but it doesn't work on a lot of levels. This is like a DBDR type story. But no, look, like if I saw somebody struggling and I thought they needed help, I would ask, do you need help with that? But it would have nothing to do with her being a woman. It's just like if somebody's struggling with it and they need help, I'm going to do it. Other than that, like I'm going to assume that you're good. I'm not going to offer help if I don't see you struggling. And the chances of me noticing you struggling are very slim. Now, most people aren't quite as unobservant as I am, but that's where most people are. So, you know, I think that like a lot of MGTOW, Red Pillars, Manospherians, they really get off on this whole like women are wondering where chivalry went. No, they aren't. Trust me, women don't care about chivalry. Okay. Like, you know, like if a guy, let's say a man's walking in front of a woman and they're going into a store and the guy opens the door and then, but he opens the door for him to get in, but then he knows that the woman's behind her, but he doesn't hold it open for her. She's not going to think like, oh, that guy's such an asshole for not holding the door open for me, a woman. She's going to think, oh, that guy's such an asshole for not holding the door open for me. Like her being a woman isn't going to the thought isn't going to occur to her. So, you know, like I said, if you're look, if you're a MGTOW type and it makes you feel better to think that women are, you know, angry about you not being chivalrous, I mean, okay. I mean, if lying to yourself makes you feel better, but no, women don't care about that shit. It doesn't matter. Some people more than others have a problem with bad manners, but bad manners is not a gendered thing. You know, women I don't care what TikTok says. All right. Women do not expect special treatment because they are women. They don't. And if you think they do, you're wrong. And the ones you see on TikTok are either A, just cloud chasing, or B, they're such a small thing of women. So like, look, if you want to have bad manners, if you want to not help people in need, go off. If you want to not help specifically women in need, if you just want to have bad manners to women, and if you want to have bad manners to women and not help women in need, okay, seriously, I really have no problem with that. I'm not going to criticize you for it. Even if you're saying like, I'm going to just not have good manners to women, I'm seriously 100% okay with that. I don't see any moral problem with that. I mean, maybe it's not very nice, but it's totally okay. It wouldn't really, I mean, I'm about to say it wouldn't change my view of you. I would probably think that you were kind of weird and had some issues with women that you needed to work through. But I would understand, like, I would understand that you have reasons that make sense to you. And, I don't think it would make you a bad person or anything like that. So that's totally fine. But you're not getting back at women for doing it because they don't care. Seriously, you know, it doesn't bother them at all. No matter how many Manospherians want to make videos about it. That's all for now. See you in the next.